What's going on, boys? It has been a bit since I've uploaded to YouTube. I've had a lot going on. Business stress, minor back injury, appendix surgery, all that fun stuff. I actually had to take a significant time off from the gym, and I won't get too into the details, but I ended up getting out of a business that I owned for a while, and I'm moving into something else, so my income has been a little unstable. And when the income is unstable, it's hard to focus on your passions, hard to focus on the hobbies. You're focused on getting your financial house in order. I was stoked though, because I have a lot of free time right now to really crush it in the gym. Just as my schedule was freed up and I had a ton of time to put into the gym, it was actually the day after our last gig with the old business. I woke up with a bit of a tummy ache. I didn't think too much about it. I went to the gym anyway, and I was doing barbell bench press, and just having the stretch, like I had a bit of an arch, so my abs were stretching, and I just felt this like really gross feeling in my guts, and I was like, oh, something doesn't feel right. So I cut the session short, and even looking in the mirror at the gym, I was looking at myself, and I was like, you look kind of yellow. I was looking at myself and my skin didn't look right. I just looked a little sick. And I'm driving home, and I had to go pick up one of our work trucks, so I didn't really have time. I had to go home quick, and then I had to go to the shop to pick up one of our work trucks, and my guts were just increasingly, it felt like my abs were like contracting, and I had like the worst stomach ache of my life. And I still wasn't thinking too much of it. I was like, oh, maybe I ate something, maybe I have food poisoning. And I picked up the work truck, brought it back to my house, and on the way home, I almost had to pull over. Like, my guts were just turning. It was just the worst stomach ache of my life. I go home. My dad's a paramedic, or was a paramedic, and I call him and let him know what's going on, and he said, you know what, you might need to go to Emerge, because it got really bad, and I don't want to go into a hospital. I'm the last person to go to the doctor. I don't want to inconvenience myself or inconvenience other people. So I just kind of sucked it up for a bit, and then my dad came by, asked me. I told him I was hurting bad, so he said, you know what, just go to Emerge. I found out my appendix didn't like me anymore, so I had to get surgery. The doctor recommended that I don't do any straining whatsoever for 2 weeks, but they told me not to work out for 2 months. But I'm back in the gym after 3 weeks, because fuck that. I'm taking it easy though, and everything feels good. I'm just not straining my abs too much, just in case my abdomen decides to burst on me. But I don't know, appendix surgery isn't that crazy. They just cut like tiny little slits. And yeah, it wasn't like a full, they didn't like cut it open completely. They just did like a few little spots and took that little bastard out of there. Anyway, so the surgery was unexpected, and just, financial stress. Being self-employed is stressful, and not having a super stable source of income is, it takes away from your ability to focus on, training and stuff like that. I've discovered something about myself over the last little while. I'm actually quite prone to stress. I'm quite prone to anxiety. I need all the aspects of my life to be relatively in order, or I really start to freak out. My anxiety kicks in. Something I got to work on. I'm pretty good at training. I'm pretty good at eating, but when it comes to mental health, getting that in order, I need to really take time to keep my stress in check, keep my sleep in check. I've gotten a lot better though. I had to take a few weeks off from the gym, and I know that can stress a lot of people out, like, oh, all my gains are gonna be gone in 3 weeks, blah, blah, blah. The reality is, like, if you look at fitness and training as a lifelong journey, a few weeks off from the gym is not a big deal. So if something happens, injuries happen, sickness happens, just relax, okay? Don't allow it to stress you out to the point where, you think all of the years you put in the gym are going to waste because you took a few weeks off, or even took a few months off. Like, some people, injuries happen, life happens. But if you look to training as a lifelong journey, minor setbacks, time off from the gym, it's not as big of a deal. So that's one message I wanted to get across in this video. And also, just when you're training consistently and you have a healthy body, and you take it for granted. You take your health for granted, and you take you know, the ability to go to the gym for granted. You know, going to the gym is a luxury. If you live in the developed world and you're a healthy person, you can enjoy your physicality and you can enjoy, you are privileged with the ability to go to the gym and train. And being laid up, being sick, having to go through a surgery and take some time off, it's really put things into perspective for me. It just made me very grateful. I just worked my legs today. I'm going super light, nothing crazy at all, but just being in the gym, like the endorphins, like my mental health, everything. I'm like, fuck, it's awesome to go to the gym. Yeah, so if you're someone who is going through something and you're taking some time off, please share your experience. Please share where your head was at when you were taking the time off, because I feel like a lot of people who take training seriously, we tend to get a little more worked up than we have to when it comes to taking time off. I'm not saying you should slack off. If you're healthy and you have the ability to train, stay consistent, stay disciplined, keep it up. Because honestly, man, appendix surgery, super minor, not a big health ordeal necessarily, unless it burst, but mine didn't, luckily. But just going through something minor like that, oh man, it really makes me appreciate the ability to go to the gym. So don't take that for granted. And also, if you need to take time off, don't stress. Like, heal your body. This is a lifelong journey. It's best to shift your mindset from, you know, this short term, oh, I need to be shredded in 3 months. I need to be jacked and whatever. You know, the natural community on YouTube, you know, you talk to a lot of these guys, Jeffrey, Alpha Destiny, Natural Hypertrophy, Bald Omni-Man, they all frame training as a lifelong pursuit. You know, natural bodybuilding takes time. It's a lifelong thing. You can't, you know, you're not going to make gains quickly. This isn't an instant gratification pursuit. So, having a lifelong mindset, you know, take training seriously, integrate it into your life forever. This is a lifelong pursuit. Faz Lifts put out a video recently. I think it was like 5 things that will better your bodybuilding experience. I can't quite remember what the title was. And he brought up one point in that video talking about there's so many aspects of life that are, I don't want to say more important, but yeah, I will say more important. You know, like relationships are more important than the gym. Family is more important than the gym. And I would argue that you need to go to the gym in order to make those other aspects of your life better. But don't be one of these gym rats obsessed with the gym to the point where you're throwing away every other aspect of your life just for the gym. You know, the gym is like Faz talked about it in a way where going to the gym is like brushing your teeth. You don't even think about it anymore. It's just a thing you do. It's a part of you. And I think that's a really healthy way of framing it. Rather than making it the sole focus and this thing that you're obsessed with and you're hyping yourself up for, just make it a consistent foundation of your life. And to relate that to the layoff, if you need to take time off from the gym, it's not that big of a deal, because like Faz was talking about, this is an integral part of your life and it's going to be with you for years. You know, I plan on training as long as I possibly can. I'm about to turn 30 here soon, and I plan to train for the next 40 to 50 years. I'm sure my training will change, but I want to be fucking 70 years old in the gym doing something. I don't care if that's pushing a sled. I don't care if my training becomes, you know, hiking and just walking or whatever. I will always do something physically active. I will always work hard to train my body and make fitness a lifelong pursuit. And I suggest you do the same. I think that's all I want to talk about in this video. If you've had to take significant time off from the gym, please share your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And hopefully you can offer some encouragement for those who are, for whatever reason, can't go to the gym. But yeah, guys, have a good rest of your day. Don't take the gym for granted. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.